Well, I mean, I think guys that love the game, you don't have to worry about motivating those guys because those guys are ready to go no matter what the score is. And so I think some of the guys who, maybe are not intrinsically motivated, where it comes from inside, as coaches, you've got to remind them that, number one, that they're being evaluated. Everything they do in this football program, every player's been evaluated on every single day. And that's how you build programs. And, even some of those days when we weren't talented enough to line up and be competitive, you're still evaluating guys. And we are now more athletic. And so now sometimes the competition between being a first and second teamer is really close. And so, we'll take this game and that's part of what we're looking for, is see who guys who finished today, and we're right now trying to find the best 22 guys on each side of the ball, and so I just think that at the end of the day you got to come ready to play and you got to show you love the game.
How does it set you up for next week?
Well, what's interesting is if you really look at the two best conferences, I think when you kind of look at the last 10, 15 years, the Southland Conference is considered the most athletic conference in FCS. Well, the Missouri Valley is the team right now that in the last 10 years has put the most teams in the playoffs. And, South Dakota was in the playoffs 2 years ago. They beat Nichols and lost to Sam. So they know what it looks like to play a Southland team. And, I think I'm excited because, we don't get a chance too often in Southland to play a Missouri Valley team during conference. Most of the time it's maybe the second round of the playoffs. So I think, for those in the FCS that want to see a program that I think is rising in us and a team who's had success nationally there in South Dakota, it'll be a fun game. And I know one thing, we're athletic, and I think we'll create some challenges for them to match up. But I do know that they've got, that they know how to win, and it ought to be a great fun game.
This year's non-conference schedule is the strongest I've seen since you've been here. The team moving forward at the point where you thought about when you put the schedule together, like this is what I want to see week 1, week 2, and then getting into conference play?
Well, I mean, some of the things are just probably natural scheduling, where if you're going to play a team, like an FBS school, then certainly there's some financial reasons why you play those games. Either you play them week 1, and you come back with a divisional type team week 2, just so that you can play more guys and get more experience to some of your guys, along with, obviously you just do win the game on their own merit. Or sometimes you might start with a divisional game and then come back, with more of a financial type game. And so, this plays pretty similar to how you kind of schedule. We've been under some expectation by the commissioner of our league, which I think is a good expectation for our league to play more FCS teams outside of our conference. And what typically happens, we kind of tend to beat each other up in our league. And so, this is kind of an answer to that call a little bit. I will say that when you kind of look at scheduling, these are the games, like I said, that when you have two really good conference and two teams from those conferences get a chance to play nationally, they will look at this. And we're trying. I mean, we don't really talk about national rankings, and it's nice to get some votes last week, but these are the way that early season you get a chance to start cracking the top 25, and a great win up there will get that probably done for us. And so, we're just trying to take them one at a time, and we got kind of banged up tonight. We got to get them back healthy, but our guys will be excited, and it'll be a fun weekend next week.
Talk about that. Tonight showed a lot of depth when you needed guys to step up. The guys going down. Let's talk about the quarterback position.
Well, collectively on a team, we were really beat up through fall camp, and so a lot of our guys, some of the younger guys, just had to kind of play tonight because we wanted to see them play, but maybe not as many snaps that you might get in terms of fundamentally. And so I'm sure the tape won't always be the prettiest thing in some of those areas, but Philip Osai, a young linebacker here, Spring Oak Ridge player. I mean, that guy just plays hard, full speed, and he ran around, and we got a chance to watch him play tonight, and we got a chance to watch, KJ Willie, a safety out of Allen High School that had a pick, and Trey Llewellyn, a safety out of Gilmer, that started for us at safety that had a pick. I mean, so there's some young guys that did a lot of really good things today, and then I think on offense, to see DJ Dormius, have a catch and run for a score and some things. So we got a chance to watch some young guys, but when you're trying to build a program, you got to find those guys that are the high end of the ceiling in our league, and we're getting more and more of those guys now. But you also got to lift from the floor up, and that means that the depth issue to where Blaze Benson, a young quarterback that we think's got a lot of promise, but I thought Philip Haydick came in, an older quarterback, and showed a lot of poise too. And so, we feel like we got 5 tailbacks that can play. We played 4 of them tonight, and bring those fresh backs in makes a difference. And we're still banged up. Our offensive line's pretty banged up right now, and we got three major type players right now out. So we got to get them back, and so hopefully we'll get a few of them back. But it's a test of your depth, but at the same time, when you get somebody hurt, the young guys got to step up, and it's their chance to show that we should have been starting them all along.
Well, Coach, anything else that you saw tonight that we hadn't asked you a question about?
We won, and we're getting ready to start a win streak around here. That's the main thing.
That sounds good.
I'm going to say this. Since the program has started, if you'd have got that first one, that would have been the quickest in the program system.
I mean, that would have been significant.
And that would have set the snowball to rolling, man.
Well, that would have been significant nationally because just people don't expect an FCS school to line up against the FBS school and fare very well. But you kind of spoke, Jerry, about the conference. We talked about it in media days that from top to bottom, I think everybody in the league just talked about how. And I know we haven't started conference play yet, but I know we're a better football team, and we didn't always play very clean tonight.
Right.
But I think we're going to make a lot of noise, and at the end of the day, we may knock each other out silly, by the time we get into the heat of conference. But you look at our game last week, you look at the fact that Sam had a chance to beat New Mexico. Certainly saw what Central Arkansas did. We see where Southeastern beat the top 5 team last week, and we had good ball being played in our league. And we'll see how everybody plays out tonight, but I think every week, there's a reason why a lot of people don't like to play Southland Conference schools out of the league.
All right, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Good luck, guys. Good to see you guys.